Hi, I'm Carol Young. Welcome to Community Chest. Community Chest is a program that spotlights nonprofit organizations in the Kingman area. If you're a nonprofit organization and you'd like to appear in one of our shows, contact us at 718-3600. That's 718-3600. Now today's show is going to focus on the historic Route 66 Association, and I have with me Tom Spears. So don't go away, we'll be right back after these messages. Hi, welcome back to Community Chest. Today our show is going to focus on the historic Route 66 Association, and I have Tom Spear with me, and he's been working with this group for a long time. Before we get into the program, Tom, though, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, and then how you got involved with it.
Well, I have a motel here in town. I'm a local innkeeper, have been for quite a number of years. I got involved with Route 66 Association about 14 years ago when after Toby and Jerry Richards had operated it for a while, and they were facing some changes at that time, so I got in and got involved and been there ever since. So.
You love it too, don't you?
Well, it's very rewarding personally because of the people you meet. It gives back in a special way, everything you do with Route 66, because the people are very genuine, and you're kind of living a little bit of the past, the traveling of yesteryear, and it's just very rewarding.
And you make a lot of friends too, don't you, that you keep year after year?
Absolutely. We see the same faces that show up at the fun run all the time. And of course, we have our regular board members that are all across the state of Arizona because we are the Route 66 Association of Arizona. And we've been very successful in getting grants. Of course, we're an All-American Road now, which the association spearheaded that effort, which opens us up for even more grants. So,
tell us what that means, being an All-American Road.
Well, there's the Federal Highway Administration has two designations. One is a scenic byway, which is what we qualified for the first time, and that opens you up for a number of grants and also for some national publicity. And then there's the highest designation that you can get is the All-American Road, which we qualified for the last time around, and that opens up even more national publicity as well as opportunity for grants from federal sources. Okay.
And is that just the Arizona section, or is it incorporated on into California?
We just take care of the Arizona section, and it is done just state by state.
Okay.
It depends upon the initiative of the local associations as far as, whether they're, for instance, Oklahoma or whatever, if they're a national scenic byway or an all-American road.
Okay. So then you're part of the Arizona chapter, sector.
Absolutely.
Whatever. Okay.
We are.
Okay, we are. So
we're the heart of Route 66.
We are. And I went on vacation about 4 years ago, and I went back and we stopped in Oklahoma. And Elk City has a big museum. Mm-hmm. And I told them, I'm from Kingman. We're the heart of Route 66. And boy, did I get a lot of grief because they said, no, we're the heart of Route 66.
Yeah, when we were, I went to one of the national, that the Federation puts on, one of the national meetings, and they would give up and give their little spiel. We're the head, we were the start of Route 66, we're the end of Route 66. So, of course, our tagline was the heart of Route 66. So, but I think we truly are.
I know we are.
After the group in Seligman initiated the rebirth of Route 66, they were absolutely the first impetus that got it started and got the Route 66 notice on a state and then national level, and they actually spearheaded, and I can't really take credit because I wasn't part of the association at that time, but Jerry Richards and Angel Delgadillo spearheaded the rebirth of Route 66. So saying that we are the heart of Route 66 truly is not an exaggeration.
Oh, no, I know. I stood my ground.
Good for you.
So is Arizona the longest drivable stretch?
Here, we do have the longest continuous remaining stretch of Route 66 in existence, and that goes from Crookton Road to Topak Golden Shores.
Okay. I know driving back to Illinois, you've got to get off every now and then, and they're just short sections. They're not like ours.
We have over 157 miles, so that's pretty nice. And of course, that draws national and international attention. So
it does, and it's an old road. The road was first designed for during the war, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was it during the war for travel to?
Yeah, and then it started being bypassed, of course, when after World War II, when the highway, they started doing the interstates. And
Eisenhower.
Of course, and I-40 started taking bits and pieces, but we were fortunate enough to keep one major alignment through this area.
And it's profitable for us. It brings a lot of tourists to our area. It's a very important sector of our town.
And I don't think we realize how important history is as much as Europeans do. And if you're on Route 66 for any amount of time, you experience a lot of interaction with Europeans. And they really love Route 66. It's the cachet of the open road, the wild, wild west, and it is Americana as far as they're concerned.
And I've been at the Powerhouse several times talking with tourists, and I ask them what brought you here, and most of the time it's Route 66. And they go to see our museum, and so.
Yeah, it definitely is an attraction. One of the things that Americans don't really understand, unless you've traveled in Europe, is the fact that the idea of a wide open road is pretty unique to them because they are in such confined spaces. So.
And too, in Arizona, when you drive Route 66, you have a lot of open space, which is different.
Yeah, and you see a lot of changes from forests to deserts to Indian reservations. You see it all.
You do, and then you get up into the mountains of Oatman, and I love that stretch. As a kid, I used to be quite afraid of it when we drive it. Okay. Your funding for the association is through grants mostly, or?
Well, most of the grant money that we have gotten grants for quarter management plans that were the impetus for the designations that I spoke about previously for the All-American Road and the Scenic Byway. We do have an annual fundraiser, which is the Fun Run every year, which keeps the day-to-day operations of the association as well as the gift shop that we have in the Powerhouse. Between those two things, it funds the work that we do all year long.
Okay. I know some of the grants that you have received also has helped with the Powerhouse renovations and things.
Absolutely, it has. And we just helped with a grant at the Route 66 Motel to help her redo the sign. We were working on one down here at the Old Trails Garage, but I'm not sure whether that was successful or not. I'm not sure whether that grant has been awarded. Okay. And we've had at least 3 as if memory serves me correct, that the association actually participated on for the matching funds for the grant. And then we've got another one as we speak that's going to be done to the Powerhouse as well. Okay.
And also, wasn't a grant, part of the grant going to go to a walkway there at the Powerhouse over to
Yes, there is a walkway, and that grant has been awarded. And that's going to be a walkway it's a pedestrian walk across Route 66 between the Powerhouse and Locomotive Park.
Okay. And that will help with our tourism right here in Kingman, too.
Absolutely.
So, let's talk about your fundraisers. You said the biggest one is the Fun Run, and I missed the dinner last year. I went some of the years before, and I want to go this year. So let's talk about the events, where they start, the dates, the times.
Our Fun Run is the first weekend in May every year. And this year, of course, we're starting on February 3rd. I'm sorry,
March.
let's try May 3rd.
May 3rd.
May 3rd, and we start with registration. We open up registration in Seligman at 12 o'clock, and registration goes from then until 6. And there's activities all day long in Seligman. They're having a fundraiser for the swimming pool with a local artist. They're having a fundraiser for family night at the local Catholic church. They're having a fundraiser for the Historical Society, which is a beer and wine tasting, which should be
interesting.
Yeah. And then, of course, they have cruise night. They have live music at the Snowcap Drive-In. So lots of activities up there on Friday.
So then, registration, if we wanted to register ahead of time, how would they do that? Because you do take advanced registrations.
Absolutely. We're taking registrations as we speak. And those registrations can be taken care of down at the Powerhouse. You can call Jan at 753-5001, and she'll be able to take your registration, or you can come down and sign in person for the registration. You have to decide then whether you're going to pick up your packet in Kingman or in Seligman. Because we do have some people that choose not to go to Seligman that pick up their registrations here in Kingman.
Okay.
And there are lots of activities in Kingman as well for Friday night.
Yeah, we'll discuss some of those. What is included in the registration packet?
In the registration packet, you get the goodie bag that comes, which we have opened up to all of the merchants in all of the communities on the fun run. If anybody wants to put any kind of a flyer in there, a coupon, a special, any kind of promotional items, if you have it at my hotel by the 3rd Wednesday of this month, it will get put in the goodie bag.
Okay.
Because that's when we do the stuffing.
If a merchant wanted to donate something to the goodie bags, how many bags are you anticipating to be made up?
We're going to do 800 this year. We have done as many as 850, but 800 seems to be a pretty good number for us. So.
Okay, all right. And you have how many signed up now?
We have over 400 signed up currently, which is running about neck and neck with previous years. So we're right on track to do another 800 fun run.
So you'll have a lot sign up right at the end then.
We do.
That rushes you, doesn't it?
Yes, but we have a great group of volunteers that goes with us up to Seligman that takes care of the registration up there, and then we're also registering here in Kingman that Friday as well.
Okay. Now, do you need volunteers to help stuff goodie bags? Or?
We need volunteers to help stuff goodie bags. Again, that is the 3rd Wednesday of this month of April. We need volunteers to help direct parking. That probably is one of the most critical things that we're kind of short on people for that particular day, because we do need to help direct people in the fun run area to get them parked. So we're always open for volunteers.
As many volunteers as we can get here. Where do you stuff the goodie bags at?
The Best Western Kings Inn is where I have a meeting room there, and we just set up around the tables and go round and around and around 800 times, so we have 800 bags filled.
Very dizzy. Then you're going to need that beer. Okay, so if they wanted to get a hold of you to stuff the goodie bags, they can call They can call me at 753-6101 and just ask to talk to Tom. Okay. If you'd like to volunteer, we start about 3 in the afternoon. I don't have a calendar in front of me, so I'm not sure what the 3rd Wednesday actually is. But. Okay, all right. We're going to take a short break. We're going to take a break. Stay tuned. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Community Chest. Today our show is on the Historic Route 66 Association, and we're going to be talking about the fun run in this segment, and I have with me Tom Spears. We talked about registration in Seligman from noon to 6 on Friday night. Let's talk about after they get to Kingman. Okay, and we also talked about the activities in Kingman, but in Seligman, but there's also activities in Kingman. There's a full slate of activities in Kingman for Friday night. There's the movie night. There's the first Friday that the Downtown Merchants put on.
There's sand drags and mud bogs, I believe it is, at the fairgrounds. So there's a lot of activities going on in Kingman for Friday night as well, for those who choose not to go to Seligman.
Okay, so all of the activities, are they going to be advertised someplace? I assume you're going to put them in all the hotels and places?
Well, it's on our posters.
Okay.
And the posters has the calendar of events, and those will be posted around town. Those should be coming off the printer by the end of this week, so we'll have those going up around town, and they'll be available for everyone to see then.
Okay.
Or they can call the gift shop and get the events there as well.
And you can't miss it because you guys put those posters and banners around every place. So if anyone doesn't have something to do that weekend, it's their own fault.
Absolutely. All they have to do is step out the front door, and they should be able to figure out some direction to go.
So the movie night is at the Centennial Park?
It's at the Staples Center.
The Staples Center.
Which is the shopping center right near the freeway, and that's being put on by the Chamber Ambassadors this year. This is the first time they've done that.
Is this like the drive-in movie?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I've heard about that. I thought it was so exciting.
And I don't know if they're showing American Graffiti or Grease, but one of those. So
Oh, that'll go back.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun.
Okay, all right. So that's Friday. Saturday. What happens Saturday?
Well, Saturday we're having a staggered start this year in Seligman for the cars. They start at 9 o'clock, between 9 and 10. We'll have Seligman emptied out by then, which is important to ADOT. We have to keep them happy too. And then of course there's activities all along the way. There's activities in at the Grand Canyon Caverns. They're having $5 short tours. They're having live music. They're having hot dogs and sodas. Then of course in Peach Springs there's the Indian Wallapai barbecue lunch. They have the Native American dancers. And then there's Truxton and Valley Vista, again, having the firefighters barbecue and fundraiser. Right, yes, absolutely. And then, of course, we have the show and shine in Kingman from 3 to 5 is the actual judging. We actually have the street blocked off by 9 o'clock and start getting everything set up by then.
Okay, and that's 9 in the morning.
Yes, that's 9 in the morning, because we want to be ready for the cars when they start showing up around noon. Okay. So, and that's always a great family afternoon.
That's amazing too. When you go down Beale and you see all those cars, and it dates me back.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to put on the fun run, and it takes a lot of volunteers that, you know, I really have a great group that helped me pull this together. And sometimes you wonder, is it all worth it? But when you look down that street and see everybody enjoying a family fun afternoon on Route 66 in Kingman, it's just great.
And when you hear all the positive feedback that you get when it's over, and everybody looks forward to it for the next year too.
Absolutely.
So planning this, when do you start planning the fun run? Because I know it is quite involved.
Yeah, well, you actually start when the other one ends. You know, when this one ends, we'll be starting the next one, because you do try to tweak it a little bit every year and make improvements, because things do change, requirements change. ADOT has certain issues that we need to comply with, and you know, and we always try to hone it a little bit too, so that it is more specific to the clientele as we see it change as well.
Okay. Saturday night, you also have a dinner.
We do.
Let's talk
The
about
Saturday night is the scholarship dinner that is also put on by the association. This is a fundraising dinner. This is our 5th year. In 4 years, we have raised over $60,000 to put Kingman kids in Kingman schools. It's $1,000 scholarships to have kids go to Mojave Community College. And Carrie Raymond is the one who ramrods this, and this is definitely a passion of Carrie's.
It is.
And she really does a nice job with it, and it just gives her, you can just see her light up.
She looks forward to it every year.
And she just loves to be helping out the kids and getting them educated.
Yeah.
You know, that's a primary focus.
And if anyone who, do you still have tickets for the dinner? If
Absolutely.
they need tickets?
They can call Jan again at 753-5001, and Jan can sell them tickets.
How much are they?
They're $35 per person,
Okay.
$70 for a couple.
Okay, that's not bad. That's a good price.
It is.
For a fundraiser.
And we've had Chef Gall do it for several years, so you get a good meal and you can enjoy the camaraderie of other Route 66 nuts, for lack of a better term.
Well, you have a lot of people in the community attend, but you also have some of the participants in your
Absolutely.
race.
The participants, they usually leave kind of early because they've been up all day doing the fun run stuff, but we get a lot of community support as well, which is very refreshing.
Right.
And it definitely helps us attain our goals too.
One thing I liked when I attended the dinner is you have a silent auction. And you have some unique things there to bid on.
Absolutely.
So, and that raises quite a bit of money for your scholarships too.
It does.
So.
We get all of the hard costs donated for that dinner. I shouldn't say we, I should say Carrie, because
she does a good job getting all of
those.
those
She does most
too.
of the work. And but all of the hard costs are donated by local merchants. So every dollar that we raise goes to putting kids in college. So
yeah, and that's and we have such a great college here too.
yes, it definitely is an opportunity for them because they can use those credits to go on. Yes. And it's a win-win situation.
It is. It really is, because a lot of kids in our community aren't quite sure if they want to go to a four-year college, and this just prepares them.
Absolutely. And if anybody is interested in obtaining a scholarship, of course, they can call Jan again,
okay.
and she will direct them to Carrie. And there's also a resource at the college that helps us direct those grant funds as well.
Great. So we wind it down on Sunday. What happens Sunday? We've got a couple of minutes to...
Well, on Saturday, of course, we end the show and shine, and then on Sunday we head for Topak Golden Shores at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And there's, of course, live food and live burros and live entertainment in Oatman.
In Oatman, I know. So Oatman has entertainment for them that they can stop along the way. Is there a designated time that they have to be in Topak?
Yes, 1 o'clock we start the award ceremony, and of course the Civic Association has helped us every year by opening their doors and helping us put on the award ceremony down there. And it's just been a great collaborative effort by all of the Route 66 communities on this stretch, and it's fun to put on every year.
What I like about what you do is you get everybody involved. Everybody in the community is involved with the fun run in one way or another.
And
so
that's a good thing.
It is.
It helps, it helps drive that community spirit that sometimes I think we're a little short of on occasion, because we are all in it together.
We are, and it helps Kingman. It helps our tourism, and tourism is our biggest industry here.
Yes, it is.
So, well, I want to thank you for being on my show. I've learned something. I thought I knew a lot of it, but you taught me something, and I know our audience got a lot out of it. And I want to thank my audience for joining us here today on TV 57.